Hey everyone, I'm Steph Hewitton and I do all the graphics and videos and a few other random things here at GSC. This week we're taking time each day to intentionally spend time preparing our hearts for Easter Sunday. Today is Maundy Thursday and I'll be reading from the book of John, chapter 13, starting in verse 1. So grab your Bible or your Bible app and join with me as I read. Now before the feast of the Passover, when Jesus knew that his hour had come to depart out of this world to the Father, having loved his own who were in the world, he loved them to the end. During supper, when the devil had already put it in the heart of Judas Iscariot, Simon's son, to betray him, Jesus, knowing that the Father had given all things into his hands, and that he had come from God and was going back to God, rose from supper. He laid aside his outer garments and, taking a towel, tied it around his waist. Then he poured water into a basin and began to wash the disciples' feet and to wipe them with the towel that was wrapped around him. He came to Simon Peter, who said to him, "Lord, do you wash my feet?" Jesus answered him, "What I am doing you do not understand now, but afterward you will understand." Peter said to him, "You shall never wash my feet." Jesus answered him, "If I do not wash you, you have no share with me." Simon Peter said to him, "Lord, not my feet only, but also my hands and my head." Jesus said to him, "The one who is bathed does not need to wash, except for his feet, but is completely clean. And you are clean, but not every one of you." For he knew who was to betray him. That was why he said, "Not all of you are clean." When he had washed their feet and put on his outer garments and resumed his place, he said to them, "Do you understand what I have done to you? You call me teacher and Lord, and you are right, for so I am. If then your Lord and teacher have washed your feet, you also ought to wash one another's feet. For I have given you an example, that you also should do just as I have done to you. Truly, truly, I say to you, a servant is not greater than his master, nor is a messenger greater than the one who sent him. If you know these things, blessed are you if you do them." As we just read, John's account of the Last Supper includes a detail no other gospel talks about: Jesus washing the disciples' feet. Jesus takes the role of a common servant by kneeling down to wash their dirty, sandal-wearing feet. He uses this act of humility to reveal God's nature of self-giving love and to point to what he's about to do in becoming a servant and give up his life to die for the sins of the world. Jesus even serves the one he knows will betray him mere hours later. He knows what the enemy means for evil, God uses for the good of his people. Trusting God frees us up to love and even serve our enemies. And then Jesus gives them and us a new commandment: to love each other as he has loved us. Jesus raises the stakes and calls us to a willingness to lay down our lives for others. We're in this really strange time of working from home, doing school from home, and just doing a lot of hanging out at home. But what does it look like to actually lay down our lives for others at this point? Maybe it's giving financially above and beyond to someone who could use some help. Maybe it's writing letters or cards to encourage someone who is lonely and can't have people around. Or maybe it's simply washing the dishes for the 1 millionth time since quarantine started because you know it'll make your spouse happy. Whatever it may be, let's seek the Lord on how we can be generous in how we love. I'm trusting that God will give you opportunity as you seek him. Love you and miss you, and we can't wait to celebrate Good Friday and Easter with you this weekend.